Okay, greetings, brothers and sisters. It was Cory J. Cory J. Feldman. So, like I said, I'm gonna probably only make one video a week here, maybe two. Just whenever I have extra time. I mean, I'm gonna do it differently. I'm not gonna feel pressure to make a video every other day because of you know, all the things I said in my last video. But let's start here with Cory J. Feldman. Boom, boom. They pointed out this walk that he's doing. The great thing about Cory J is like he's the worst dancer, but he thinks he's great, and so like he's able to convince people he can actually dance. Look at him go. He's got these sort of, there. He tries this Michael Jackson stuff. Well, there he goes. Boom. Here he goes. Look at him looking intensely at the crowd. Boom, boom. He's going with the beat. And then he's got his shirt off, showing his masculine physique. And then he's got his walk. Look at his walk. This is walk. Look at his walk. Right here. Boom, boom, boom. Here it comes. There he goes. There he goes. Look at him. Look at him go. So that's Cory J. Feldman. So I'm not sure I watched this yet. Somebody sent this to me. It's called the Brain Bridge.
Introducing Brain Bridge, the world's first revolutionary concept for a head transplant machine, which uses state-of-the-art robotics and artificial intelligence to conduct complete head and face transplantation procedures, ensuring smooth outcomes and faster recoveries. Because head transplants require high speed, precision, and efficiency, BrainBridge utilizes advanced high-speed, high-precision robotic systems to speed up the process, eliminate human error, prevent brain...
So I guess this is an old person getting a young person's body and taking their head and dropping it on a young person's body. That's the only thing that because a head transplant, like if you lose your head, you don't want a different head, right? And your body is created by your soul. And I don't know how this all plays out with this, but, a lot of these things are just, things that these are in research. They're researching these things. They don't really have them yet. So this amazing little creature is a horseshoe crab. You see horseshoe crabs, they have blue blood, and they're like, some kind of alien-like creature. Almost like a little robot. And this is a baby one. Billie Eilish breakup song L'amour de ma vie was a slap in the face to her ex Jesse Rutherford, as insiders claim he felt deceived after she admitted she was attracted to women. She dated this guy and kind of blamed him for the breakup, and then came out and said she's bisexual, and he said that everything she said was a lie. So that's that's her, Billie Eilish. That's here they are together. Pictures somehow have slow internet today. There they are together, real winner with this Illuminati tattoo, and in their pajamas. So that's what's up. World's first head transplant system revealed, but can it be done? I guess these things are supposed to go together. And the answer is, it seems like just a bad idea. But they're just in the concept part of the thing, right? They're trying everything. Congress just made it basically impossible to track Taylor Swift's private jet. Good for Congress. Why would we need to know about that? And these are snails. This is a man of war. If you've ever been stung by this, this is like a jellyfish. The blue bubble is fine, but the tentacles below it have all this toxin in it. Sometimes the tentacles come off, and it's brutal. It's worse than most jellyfish stings. But all these snails are coming on to feast on it. I think one of my viewers sent me this. It's crazy. So we'll just add a little simply more dried blood to this happy little demon here. The King Charles portrait memes are still coming in. Okay, so this is pillow fighting. A spinning back. Pillow fight championship. And so one guy's taking off his shoes in the middle of the fight in his socks. So the guy's kicking him off the thing. So he wants to get, it's a pillow fight. You don't need shoes for that. Look at him go. So I don't know how they judge who wins. I don't think anybody gets knocked out. But this is what's up. Okay, so this was just this speaks for itself.
Today, at all you see.
There's violence in movie and sex on TV.
But where are those good old-fashioned values?
And the freedoms in the ride.
Walking in
The family guide.
Walking in the menu. Positively can do all the things that make us
Sex and drive. We are family guide. Woo!
Seems today, at all you see.
There's
So don't really know why I showed you that, but that's what's happening at Kentucky Fried Chicken. So in terms of the bonus hole stuff, here's a compilation of monkeys attacking people. It's got again with the slow internet here. Here we go. There's the monkey in question. For whatever reason, it's not going here. So this is from LaToya Jackson. They are so aggressive, it's frightening. Life and monkeys. Humans are worse. Honey Martina. This one comes in, going for it. She's ripping her dress. This lady comes and gives it a kick. Some guy hits it, and then he bites another guy. Somebody hit it and disappeared. This guy trying to grab their stuff here. Going after his things, grabbing his pants, grabbing her hair, hitting her in the face. This guy's coming and biting this guy in the back. All these things, right? This woman's getting harassed, biting her on the leg, and these things. It's the bites that hurt, I think, worse than anything else. They're also very strong, trying to grab her purse, climb up on her, trying to shoplift, just take her purse and things. She's not giving it up, this guy's. You can send that monkey over the side rail. This kid trying to grab its ice cream. They don't care, they just go after her. They don't discriminate against age or, whoever the person is. They just come and get you. They like the backpacks. They like to attack from behind. Grabbing this guy's stuff. Boom. It's just thinking his aggressor just grabbed his stuff. Jump kicked. Got another backpack, knocking the guy out his ass. So that's the compilation. So this is some kind of a rooster here at the ocean. But chicken, I don't know. Somebody sent this to me. It might have some kind of mites or parasite it's trying to get rid of. So that's that. It's another TikTok video. This guy is fighting back for the bonus holes everywhere. He's going up to the monkey and saying... Monkey didn't like getting the middle finger. Okay, so this story has been going on for a while. Bachelor star Ryan Stutter shares photo of wife Trista after she reunites with family following her absence. So I think she was the first bachelorette. And this was one of the few successful marriages that came out of that goofy show, right? She picked this dude and they got married and they've been together ever since. And apparently she went AWOL and abandoned her family. She had a midlife crisis. And he posted it all on Instagram, which caused concern that she was dead or, all these things. And so now she's returned. another successful bachelor relationship. Jake Paul confirms fight with Mike Tyson is still on despite boxer's medical emergency. Nothing's changed. So Mike Tyson suffered a medical emergency on a plane from Miami to L.A. He became nauseous and dizzy. And so I don't know if that's a medical emergency, but I don't know if he had the bloop or what. And, he's had some issues on airplanes lately. Travis Kelce booed at NBA playoffs with Patrick and Brittany Mahomes as Taylor Swift takes Eras tour to Spain. So he, I guess it's here. Patrick Mahomes is from Texas, and he's a big Dallas Mavericks fan. But, he gets to sit in the front row. Khan's security guard scolded by Kelly Rowland gets shoved by actress Massa Tavares in another heated incident. Here's a video here. So she's got this long picture of Jesus, which you'll see in a moment. And she, see here, she gets stuff, and she shoves the girl at the top of the stairs. And so she's walking here with this long gown, and they're trying to move her up because she's taking up too much time getting up the stairs, and I don't know, she's getting applauded, and they're trying to hurry her up. And this woman, she doesn't like celebrities apparently, and she just shoves them. She gives her the arm bar, and she's like, get up there, nobody knows who you are, and you're just annoying, you got this pretentious, and she's like, let go of my gown and throw it down on the ground because I want everyone to see Jesus, me scraping Jesus along the floor. And his, he hasn't suffered enough, so I want to bring him into this gown and rub his face in the stairs of France and Cannes, MILF Film Festival. And this one's like, just enough of it already. She's getting more physical, and she's like still trying to show you Jesus, flapping him out there like in a totally disrespectful way because she's such a great Christian. And, so she had a limited ego. And this is where she gets shoved. The one pushes her up there, and she just goes, get off me. Look I'm a Christian. So this is her picture of Jesus. She's dragging Jesus along the floor and thinks she's being a good Christian, shoving people and whatnot. Bruce Springsteen postpones 3 more shows under doctor direction. He's also pushing for Trump. So he's, that's happening. Diddy is reportedly incensed about the Cassie abuse video, as it doesn't tell the full story. Yeah, well, whatever that thing is. Patrick Mahomes backs Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker following controversial speech. Former train bassist Charlie Colin dead at 58. I'm not sure what it's from. He slipped and fell in the shower. So that's a likely story. Christina Ricci will release a tarot deck, and we've got a sneak peek. Christina Ricci's Cat Full of Spiders. And it's just the Fool. It's all pictures of her in the tarot. Temperance. Strength. Whatever you got to do to pay the bills, I guess. Dakota Johnson plays a late blooming lesbian in I'm Okay. I'm doing this just for the headline alone. A late blooming lesbian. Way to go, Dakota. Way to reach for the stars. Police raid Sean Kensington's home in Florida, arrest his mom for fraud and theft. Southern Charm alum Catherine Dennis seen crying, arguing with cops after DUI arrest. You're all ruining my life. Well, here's the video.
CFS comments added.
So here she is doing the walk, and she's not getting it done. So here they are going to arrest her. Bethany Frankel wears Chanel returning to elitist store and gets in no problem. Apparently they didn't let her in the store, and so she posted a video about it and then went back to the store anyway.
So I'm in Chicago, and the man at the Chanel store opens the door like this much. Like Ratatouille couldn't fit in there. And he's like, hello? Do you have an appointment? Like, he's like Lurch in the Addams Family. Like, you rang? And I'm already on the offensive, and I'm like,
She's already on the offensive.
no, I don't have an appointment. I have a credit card, I have a bag of carrots, popcorn, a basic bitch purse. Am I not allowed to come in at 3:54 on a Tuesday? Evidently not. I don't have an appointment. And to be like treated like you're an interloper. Like I'm just walking down
Yeah, you're no interloper. You're just a wonderful, classy dame.
the street, just opening up a door to just walk into a store. I thought that's what happened. Like I didn't realize that we're not allowed to walk into stores anymore. I don't have an appointment. Got to get a pap smear appointment and also to go walk in Chanel. No big deal. I'm going into Chanel now dressed much differently than I was dressed yesterday. If they let me in because of how I look, Christmas is canceled. Let's do this.
Boom. She's going in. There's doing her walk. There's Chanel. All right. Apparently she gets in here. I don't know what happens. Video's freezing up. That's enough of Bethany Frankel. Idiotic man who tried to body slam orca gets hit with a fine. There's a video here. It is. So here's an orca who's the apex predator of the ocean. The guy jumps on top of it. So that happened. Brittany Mahomes gives mental health update after warning other moms about this injury. I covered this before. You know, I'm just running out of energy here, but I guess she had an issue with her back, and she's still annoying. Didn't help her being annoying or not. At least 19 dead as tornado storm across the United States.
You ever think about the fact that it's likely that there are dolphins out there that are way smarter than some human beings are? Have you ever heard of Kelly the dolphin? This is going to blow your mind right now. All right, so this is the Institute for Marine Mammal Studies in Mississippi, right? And one day the trainers there got this bright idea to train the dolphins to clean their own tanks. One day, Kelly the dolphin realized that it didn't matter the size of the trash that she brought the trainers, they would still only give her one fish. This is when Kelly began ripping the trash into multiple pieces in order to get multiple fish out of the trainer. And that's just the beginning. One day a bird falls into the tank, right? And Kelly's like, that's never happened. Let me bring it to the trainers and see where this goes. So she brings it to the trainers and they proceed to give her more fish than she's ever gotten in her entire life. Once Kelly learned that giving the trainers a bird gave her more fish than giving them trash did, she started saving some of her extra fish in order to hunt birds. Yeah. Next time she was fed, instead of eating that last fish, she hid it under a rock. And then when no trainers were around, she used it to lure gulls. But what really makes Kelly a real one is the fact that after she mastered this lucrative strategy, she then began to teach the other dolphins how to do it too. She said, there's enough fish out here for everybody. So are you really going to sit here and tell me that this dolphin isn't smarter than some of the human beings that you come across?
So I showed this to my wife, and she was like, well, how do the dolphins catch the seagulls? Because, you know, seagulls aren't that easy to catch. But apparently this is true. And she taught her kids how to do it, and they taught their kids. So this was a passed on behavior, that they were killing birds. They figured out a way to save fish, kill birds. You know, it wasn't, natural behavior, right? It's not like they're hunting birds in the wild. So they had to figure out how to lure, like you had to have the thought process to, well, the birds like the fish, and where do we put the fish so that we can get at the birds, and how do they do this where they can, they must have erupted out of the water, why the birds maybe float the fish on top of the water, and when the seagull came to get it out, they jump up and grab the seagull and then bring it to the trainer, and this was a learned behavior that they all had to master, and yeah, they are smarter than people to some extent, because that's there's people who are not capable of that level of thinking, and they probably look at these people like their trash and dead birds were human currency, that trash and dead birds had value to humans, and they would give them fish for fish is their currency, right? But anyways, here's a bird going after its owner. I don't know if this is, they might have just taught this bird all these sayings, or the bird's actually doing this. It's a parrot.
Go to bed. Shut the fuck up.
Watch your mouth. Or you'll be in trouble. Okay?
And I
You don't want to be in trouble, do you?
go to bed. Shut up.
No, you're not my mother.
Shut up. Oh,
Stop telling me what to do. You're not my boss.
okay.
No, it's not your
Go to bed.
Excuse me? Don't call names. It's rude.
Shut up. Oh,
No. You shut yours.
go to bed now.
I don't want to
What?
go to bed
Go to
yet.
bed.
No. Stop bossing me around.
Smarten up.
No, you smarten up.
Shut up. Oh. I'm not your fucking dirty animal.
Excuse me, what are you talking about?
Move it.
Your house is dirty?
Good. Now's the time. Go to bed. Go to bed. Shut the fuck up.
Watch your mouth.
So, in terms of this, whatever just happened there, is it that they just train the parrot to say all these phrases and the parrot randomly says them? Or is the parrot actually speaking these phrases? And, scientists and people will say, well, that this is something that the parrots can't have the thought process to actually say words back in response. They can just mimic, they can just copy other, they can copy other creatures, they can copy other people, but they don't speak in that language. Like, it doesn't speak English. It doesn't know what it's saying. But I do know that I've heard quite a bit about parrots and seen quite a bit in terms of their intelligence level. Some of these parrots live like 100 years. I mean, they're really old. They live a long time, 70 years or something like that. My brother had a friend who had a $1,500 parrot, back when that was, a lot more money than it is now. We're talking about 30 years ago. And the parrot got out. And the parrot would wait for the guy to come get him, like to, grab him. And he'd laugh in a human voice. Like, he'd fly off and laugh as the guy went to get him. Like, every time. He'd wait till the guy got really close. Like, he could almost touch him. And he thought he was going to get him. And he was just effing with the guy, right? And he'd laugh and fly away every time. Laughing and flying. And they'd land at another spot. The guy would go get him, bring a net out. He was trying to catch him. And he just missed the parrot. And the parrot was laughing and mocking him. And so, that was, again, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, but I feel like it was fairly reliable. And there's other stories out there. So, I think parrots actually maybe not totally know what they're saying in some cases, but, depending on the species or whatever it is. But I think they kind of do, right? To some extent. Like, they say that, dogs can recognize some words or the tone of you can see dogs recognize at least the tone of your voice and things. Of course, we have problems understanding animal behavior. You can study animal behavior and you kind of, what your dog wants you to do. As you get close to your animals, like there's a way that you communicate, that there's a shared language. They might not understand English, but they understand what you want from them, right? I've experienced this with cows and dogs and, cats. They might not want to give it to you, but they know what you're asking for, right? But anyways, let's get to this other stuff here. Okay, so today's Thursday, May 30th. I think I started this video on Tuesday or Monday, and I didn't get back to it. And I got a few more things to add, and then I'm going to make a video on this channel coming out in the next couple of days. It's time to just call them out for the vax. This channel is not doing well anyway, so I don't care if they give me a community guidelines strike. It's fine. But I just want to say what I have to say about it. Like, it's stuff that I've had to suppress, and it's had to be suppressed. But it's time for them to just, at least hear it. They're not going to change. They're not going to take accountability. But all of them, right? All the people that slammed anti-vaxxers. So that's coming out in a couple days or whatever. So this dude, first of all, let's add a few things here.
What dented the fuck out of your truck. Oh. Do you need me to call an ambulance? No. What did you do? I fell. Well, I know you fell, Jeff.
This is great. So he trips here, and that's a long way to go, and he dented the F out of his truck with his head. His head dented the truck. And his big ass dog and his big ass wife come out, and this is what doorbell cams were made for. And she tells him he dented his truck. Somebody sent me that. That's just awesome. And I'm editing. I just want to add this. Either his wife or him or someone in the family leaked this footage and put it up on the internet. After, I don't know, he recovered. Or somebody at Amazon, because they have access to all your footage. And somebody somewhere got access to this footage and put it up on the internet. So this is their private video that was, either they themselves or his wife put it up there because, it could go viral, which it looks like it has. Bill Walton dead at 71. When his buddy Nick, who was Washington State fired, Bill had some unsolicited advice. Get the bloop. So that's what's up with Bill Walton. And this dude, Caitlin Clark. Let me mute that here. You've seen this before. If you go out and you see there's videos of people playing the violin and cows coming up to listen. Like animals really dig music, like not, pop music or something, but they dig this type of music. There's a guy playing a guitar and a fox comes up to listen to him. And he'd play the guitar and the fox would come regularly and listen to the music. And very interesting, right? I want to say a little bit more about the dolphins. Okay, unfortunately they put this here so you know what this has happened. This is really funny. One of my viewers sent me this. I want to get back to the dolphin thing in a second, but let's talk about this here.
Are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving.
This is when it starts getting good.
And he didn't have a license.
Oh.
I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Hello?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
The oh my God was the icing cherry on top of the cake. It was just spectacular. It was just a wonderful. You can see it in the they can see the Zoom call. You can see it in that format. This is better here, but this actually happened. So going back to this dolphin story, ripping the trash into little pieces. I mean, it's complex problem solving, right? Taking an object and seeing that if you rip it into pieces, like this is fractions, like the understanding of, that each piece would have value. Each piece would be worth a fish, right? This dolphin who was ripping up the trash because for every piece of trash, you got a fish. But then my wife and I were talking about this. But this thing with the bird it's a multi-layer problem, right? So she gives a bird to the people and they give lots of fish. And so she realizes the bird has more value than the trash. And so she's like, well, how can I get a bird? So she has to watch the bird, say, well, birds like fish. And so now she's developed a fishing strategy where she's luring the bird into the tank area to get the fish, and she kills the bird. So now dolphins, and if you've ever seen dolphins out in the wild, if you look at the ocean, and they'll be hunting where pelicans are diving and osprey and other birds are there. And some of the birds are floating right on top of the water. You'll see a dolphin swimming right by birds floating right on, like smaller birds, like those coots or those little ocean ducks or whatever it is. And they could easily kill the bird, right? Sometimes you'll see a shark go after one of these birds. But for the most part, these birds float away unharmed. They just float on top of the water, and dolphins leave them alone, right? And dolphins could be getting, dolphins will follow fishing vessels. And, the vessels will, if they're like shrimping boats, they'll throw off like other fish, that they're not going to use. And the dolphins will eat it, right? And sharks and birds will follow as well. And the birds and the dolphins are competing for the fish, and the dolphins don't kill the birds. But she, decided to kill these birds for economic benefit. And she realized if she used one fish to get a bird, it would give it more fish. So it understands basically the idea of math, like multiple fish for one fish, right? So she developed a behavior that's not natural, which was to hunt birds, then taught that to her, her offspring, and they were teaching it generationally, this behavior, understanding like an economic, multiple, where you're solving different problems, right? Birds equal more fish. How do I get a bird? Birds like fish. I'll save one of my fish, use it as bait, get the bird, get more fish for the bird I got, right? And so like it's just really interesting. And I guess this dolphin was in the 70s or 80s or something like this. And my wife said, well, it's a good thing that dolphin didn't get loose. And I said, yeah, we'd be all bowing before our dolphin overlords. Because, this is higher level consciousness in what humans define as intelligence, right? Because animals have a different kind of intelligence. Dolphins live relatively good lives where they're just swimming all day, eating fish and frolicking in the ocean, and they don't have, much problems, right? They have very few predators and things. I guess some killer whales are eating some of the dolphins occasionally, but for the most part, they don't have very many predators. They have, relatively good ocean lives, right? They live on, where other people vacation, where people want to live. They're out there. But, when they're in captivity, they developed a strategy to have some kind of an economic plan and how to maximize their ability to get fish from the humans. But anyways, only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano definitely pouring from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.